If you're following AI world closely, then it's likely that you've heard of Deepseek. Is one of the recent LLMs that has gained a lot of popularity recently because of the amazing benchmark that it has shown against the existing models, and that too at a very cheaper rate. So these are the benchmarks metrics, and I'm on deepseek.com, which is the official website for this particular language model. So I'm going to show you how you can make use of Deepseek for your daily use for free, and also how you can integrate Deepseek into your Spring Boot applications. And for that, we are going to make use of tools like Ollama, which helps you run large language models locally onto your system, and Spring AI, which is one of the amazing projects by Spring team to help you leverage the AI abilities and integrate them into your Spring Boot applications. So are you excited? I'm super excited to take you through, because this is going to be a complete guide step by step, which will enable you and give you the ability of having this sort of integration into your existing projects. So let's jump right in. So what is Deepseek? So if you Google Deepseek, you will be taken to this particular website over here, deepseek.com, which is the official website of this particular project. Now, Deepseek is a Chinese artificial intelligence company that develops open source large language models, basically LLMs, and they help you use this LLMs. Okay, and you can see over here, these are the benchmarks of Deepseek capabilities against different AI models, and right now they have gained a lot of popularity because of the abilities that their model has as compared to the other models available in the market at a lower or a cheaper cost. Okay, so that is why it's getting popular right now, and many people are using it. Now if you come over here, if you say start now, you will be taken to this particular website, chat.deepseek.com/sign in. So you can create an account, and you will be greeted with a chat interface like ChatGPT, wherein you can ask questions and get the results. Okay, now be sure to expect a downtime, because they are currently experiencing very high traffic, and yeah, there will be scenarios wherein you are not able to access your website as well. Now if you come over here on Google, and if you search for Deepseek API, then you will be shown this particular link. Okay, you can go head over to this link, or you can directly type this link over here, which is api-docs.deepseek.com. API docs has a hyphen. All right, and this is the guide that helps you understand what Deepseek, how you can make use of Deepseek AI model into your projects with the help of an API, right? And here you can see this is a base URL to begin with, and here you have the API key. So you have to apply for an API key, and whenever I click on the apply for API key, I'm being taken to this page where it says that the website is currently under maintenance. So they are not offering API keys as of now. Okay, that's the thing, because there's a lot of traffic and they have also been attacked. All right, but if you want to make use of Deepseek, there is an alternative way if you want to make use of them in your application. Now what is happening is, whenever you get an API key, you are basically using a LLM or a large language model that is running in the cloud, and you are trying to access its capabilities with the help of this URL and the API key to show that you are an authorized user to use it, right? But since this is not working, what we can do is we can make use of something called as Ollama. So you can search for Ollama over here. You can see over here, get up and running with large language models. So what it does is, Ollama is an open source tool that allows you to run large language models locally on your own machine. So basically the LLM can run on your own local machine, and with the help of that you can basically integrate AI models like OpenAI, DeepSeek or Anthropic into your application. Okay, so you can think of it like a local AI server that is running on your system that can process natural language input without the dependency on the internet, while maintaining the performance similar to cloud-based models. Okay, so that's the thing, and a lot of people are using Ollama these days, because if you have any sort of sensitive data on your local machine, you don't need to send the sensitive data to remote servers. Okay, so this is a website. You come over here, you can search for any model over here. So I can search for, you can see Deepseek, Llama. So a lot of models are already available over here. You can click on view all, and Deepseek is right now the most popular one. You can see 6 million pulls over here. Okay, so it's similar to, so pull and all this are terminology that is being used in Docker as well. You have to pull the image and all, right? But yeah, this is the tool that we'll be making use of, and you can click over here, Deepseek, and you can make use of it locally to run it. Okay, now to run this particular model on your local machine, what you need to do is you need to download Ollama. Okay, so download Ollama, click over here, and it will get downloaded for your machine and get it installed. Now, let me tell you, the installation for this particular tool is simple, and it's pretty easy as like any other software that you install locally on your machine. Okay, and then you have these different options over here. Okay, so you can select which model you want to run. So you are currently in Deepseek R1, and you can choose the one that you want to run from here. So let me just go and say download, and you'll see like I'm on Windows, so it's telling me download for Windows. Okay, you have an option to download for Mac, Linux as well, but I'll choose Windows and I'll say download. Now, once you run the installer after downloading it, this is what you are going to see. So you can see, let's get you up and running with your own large language model, and click install to continue with the installation. So I'll just say install. It will take a while. Okay, it's a very simple installation process, nothing complicated. It's like any other software that you would normally install on your system. So let this complete. We'll wait for a while over here. Now, once the installation is done, just open up any terminal that exists on your system. And like I mentioned, Ollama helps us run AI models locally, right? So what you can do is you have to basically download the model to run it locally, right? So we would be making use of some commands, and we need to understand some commands that will help us get the models locally. So I'm going to say Ollama and list. Okay. Now what this does is this is going to give you a list of the models that exist on your system. So right now you can see it gives me name, ID, size, and modified. Now there's no model. I've just installed this. There's no model that exists on my system. So basically I need to get a model on my system. So I'll just go back over here. Okay. Now here, if you come back to the models page, you can search for model. Okay. We want Deepseek R1. And like I said, Ollama allows us to run AI models locally. So we need to get Deepseek R1 LLM model onto our system so that we can run it locally. Now over here in this drop down, there are different variants of this particular model, right? And if you select whichever variant you select, you can see like the size beside it. You can select whichever variant you want. Okay. And here you'll see this command, Ollama run Deepseek R1 colon 1.5b. Now 1.5b is the variant, like I said. Okay. So you need to get this model onto your system first. So I'll copy this model name. Okay. I'll come over here. I'll say Ollama pull, and I'll paste the model name, and we'll wait for a while until it pulls the model over here. Okay, and this will take a little bit of time. You can see it's downloading it fast. It's pulling the image fast. Okay, and this will also consume some space, goes without saying, onto your system. Okay, so we'll wait for a while until this entire thing completes. It's dependent a lot on your internet connection as well. So we'll hang in there. So this pulling part is done. It took some time, few minutes, for it to complete this entire process. Okay, but now we have this model onto our system. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run Ollama as a local server. So I'm going to say Ollama serve over here. Okay, and okay, so when I said Ollama serve, I got this error. Okay, so what I'm going to do is Ollama is running over here locally. So I'm going to just quit Ollama. Okay, and I'm going to run this again. Okay, the moment you run this again, you will see some logs over here. Okay, so once this is done, what I will do is I'll switch over to a new instance of a terminal, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this particular thing that I've got on my local machine. So I'm just going to say Ollama run Deepseek and the variant name. Okay, now we have this LLM running locally. Now what I can do is I can send any kind of message to this particular language model, and I can get a response. So I can say, what is the capital of Spain? Okay, and it's going to think a bit, and it will say, the capital of thing. Oh, where do I start? Okay, so you can see, okay, not the kind of response that I expected, but it says, I think it's in Madrid. Yeah, but yeah, this is how you run it locally. Okay, and this is the kind of response that I got with this. Okay, it's a pretty long response. You can see in the end it says the capital of Spain is this. Okay, now you can ask it to enter answer in one word. Okay, answer in one word, capital of Italy, something like this. Okay, so there you go, it says Rome over here. Okay, so yeah, this is how you can get this running on your local system. And if you want to try out, you can try out different variations of this particular model. You have different variations with different abilities. Of course, the one with bigger size will be better ones, right? So I've got the base one over here, the one which has a size of 1.1 GB because of the space constraints since I'm recording this. Okay, but you can actually upgrade to a different kind of a variant over here and try experimenting with different ones, right? So this is being taken care of, and I hope you have a clarity as to how you can make use of Deepseek locally now. Okay, and to exit this, you can say bye/bye, and this will just terminate the session. Okay, so yeah, I hope you have been able to follow along, and I hope this has been useful. First thing first, now it's time that we begin setting up our Spring Boot project. And this Spring Boot project will have the ability to make use of Deepseek API with the help of Ollama that we have running locally. So we are here on the favorite website, Spring Initializer. Make sure you select the right configuration to get the project onto your system. So I'm selecting Maven or the Spring Boot version. Okay, it's likely that you might see a different Spring Boot version, but that's absolutely fine. This example would work absolutely okay. And you can say com.spring, and here you can say Ollama, or you can say Deepseek. Okay, so we'll take a look at Deepseek example here. I'll select jar. Here in the dependency, I'm going to say it's a web project, and here we have one more dependency called Ollama. So you can see Spring AI support for Ollama. It allows you to run various large language models locally and generate text from them. So I'll add this. Okay, you can explore the pom.xml as to how it is being generated. You can see these are the dependencies that are being added, these two. Okay, what I will do is I'll say close, and I'll say generate and get the project onto our local machine. So unzip this project once you've downloaded this onto your local machine. So you can see over here, this is where I've downloaded it. Okay, I'm going to say right click, and I'm going to extract it over here. Okay, so this will be extracted, and then what we would do is we would open this project with the help of IntelliJ. So head over to IntelliJ, open IntelliJ onto your system. Now after opening IntelliJ, head over to open file or project, then head over to the project or head over to the location where you have unzipped this particular project that you've got from the Spring Initializer, and then select pom.xml and say OK. Open as a project, and I'll say trust project. So I'm trusting the projects in that particular folder, and you can see this is what we have got. Okay, so this entire, okay, so we might see a few pop-ups. I'll just close this, and you'll see all the dependencies being resolved, and you have this pom.xml being added. Okay, so we'll wait for a while until all the dependencies is being configured, but so you can see the dependencies have been resolved now, and depending on your system speed, it will take some time to get all the dependencies locally. Okay, so I hope it's clear as to how you can get the project set up. After configuring the project, we would be coming over to this page and understand what we are exactly going to do. So we are going to make use of Spring AI to make use of Deepseek into our application. So what is Spring AI? Spring AI, as you can see, it's a project by Spring team, and it's an application framework for AI engineering. So as you can imagine, AI is gaining a lot of popularity, and it's important to give the engineers the tools basically to add AI integration into the application. And that is what exactly the Spring team has thought of. And they've come up with this project wherein its goal is to apply the AI to your own domain, and you can basically make use of this with the Spring ecosystem. So you can read more about this. Okay, so you can see how you're making use of generative AI over here, and it has quite a few features, like you can make use of chat completion API, text to image, audio transcription, text to speech. So just check out this website and you can read more about how you can make use of it. Okay, there's an example, a small example at the bottom as well. Now what we are going to do is here, if you come up, there is an option to learn, and you can head over to the reference doc. So if you open the reference doc, let me open it in the new tab. Okay, so I have it open over here. Okay, this one. Okay, but what I will do is I'll show you how you can navigate over here. So you can just check out like different kinds of APIs, AI models and all. Okay, but what we are making use of, we are making use of Ollama, right? So here, if you come, you can search for Ollama chat, right? You can see this Ollama chat, and I have this exact same thing open in a different tab. Okay, so Ollama chat, with Ollama, like you can run various LLMs locally onto your system and generate text from them. So Spring AI supports Ollama chat completion capabilities with Ollama chat model API. So that is what we are going to use. And here are some prerequisites. You need to have Ollama installed onto your system. You can pull an image, and you can basically run an image onto your system. Right now, this is a dependency that we need, and this is a dependency that we have already added into your project. So if you come over here, you should be able to see this dependency: Spring AI Ollama Spring Boot Starter. Okay, so this is what has been added, and here you have few properties that Spring provides to you. Okay, so you have this base URL where you can configure and tell your Spring Boot application as to where your Ollama API server running. So when you run the Ollama API server locally, if you say Ollama serve, okay, you'll see it runs on a particular port. So this is the port where it's running for me, 11434. And the default value of this is localhost 11434, because that's the default. Now, if you have done some sort of configuration changes and if it's running on some other port, then in that case, you need to make use of this to provide your application with the base URL. Okay. And then you have a few properties like what is the pull model strategy, wherein you're telling your application whether you want to pull models at the startup time and how. Timeout, max retries, chat include, additional model, all of this you can configure. Okay, and there are quite a few properties. Depending on your requirement, you can make use of them. Okay, now if you come down over here, okay, so this is a very long document or very long page. You have a lot of things mentioned, so I would recommend that you go through this. Okay, just read up. If you are interested in making use of AI into your application, just read through this. You can see different models as to how you can make use of them, and you can make use of multiple models as well, multi-model. And here, if you scroll down, you have OpenAI compatibility as well. Okay, you can make use of Hugging Face models as well. And here you have a sample controller that you can make use of. So a sample, you can see this is basically, this is the properties file or in the YAML format, and then you have the controller that you can make use of. Okay, now if you come over here in the other tab, this is an article that I found as well, which is by the Spring team over here, and this is on the official website, and you can take a look as to how you can configure Ollama with your Spring Boot application. Okay, these articles are really helpful. Okay, and they help you set up your application, is what I would say, to work with the local language models that you have in your application. Right. So what I will do is I will immediately come over here. We are going to make use of chat model API. Okay. So even if over here, if you see, okay, this is okay, Ollama chat model. That is what is that is what is being used over here. You can see Spring AI Ollama. This is the base URL. Okay. You can say Spring AI Ollama options model, and you have specified the model. Okay. You can specify the model and you can adjust the temperature as well. Okay, so what we will do is we have the applications.property. So I'll copy this because I need it in this format. If you have YAML, you can make use of this format. You can copy this straight away. But come over here and head over to applications.property over here under resources, and I'm going to paste this. Okay, and here you can specify the model that you wish to use over here. Now, whichever model you're running, what you can do is you can copy the this thing over here, okay, R1, and come over here and paste it over here. Okay, also provide latest over here. This is something that you can do as well. Okay, so you have specified the model. Okay, now what we would do is here, if you come, okay, you have this sample controller, which is a REST controller. Okay, so what I would do is I would simply copy this. Okay, I'd come over here, and here I'm going to paste this controller. Okay, this entire file, the code that I copied, and then basically I'll get some errors, basically because a lot of things are not identified. So you can simply import all of this. So you can see REST controller was imported from Spring Framework, and then Ollama chat model was imported from Spring AI over here. You can see org Spring Framework AI. This is coming in from the library that we have added. You can import all of this, okay, and let me hover on this. So let me fix all the imports over here. Okay, request param. So import chat response, import. Okay, so chat response, I'll get it from chat model over here, flux, and I'll say prompt over here, user message. Okay, so I think we are all set now. Okay, we don't need anything else. And what I would do is let us try running this piece of code. Okay, so I'll come over here to my application file, which is the main file, and I'll run the code. Let us see if we get any sort of error over here. We won't. So we don't get. Okay, and what I will do is I will copy this URL and I'll come over here. It's running on localhost 8080. So I'll say localhost colon 8080 slash so AI slash generate. Okay, so I'm getting this error, AI slash generate. Let us evaluate this error. So if you come over here to the console, you'll see a stack trace. Let us scroll up. Okay, so it says it's trying to pull this, and this is not found. So pull this first. So this model name is not found locally, which makes sense. So let me come over here to the terminal and let me run this command Ollama list. So this will run all the models that I have locally. So I have this one locally. So what I will do is I will come over here and I'll update this with this one. Okay, and then I'll run this. Let me run this now. Okay, so we've updated the model name depending on what we have locally, and come over here and refresh this. So now you'll see this is giving you a response is what I would say, and this is coming in from the AI model over here. Okay, now if you're passing in any sort of parameters over here, so it's making use of Ollama chat model first of all, and it is accepting a parameter as well. So if you're passing in any sort of parameter over here, like for example message, so it will basically take that as the input and it will give you an output. Okay, so let me take you to Postman over here. I have Postman open and I've already created this request localhost 8080 AI generate. Okay, now what you can do is you can pass in a param. You can say message and you can say hi, how are you, something like this, any sort of message, and you can say send over here. Whatever message you are passing in, that will go in as an input and it will respond to this. So you can see, hello, I'm just a virtual assistant. I don't have any feelings, but I'm here and ready to help you with whatever you need. You can even take this and hit it in the browser. Okay, like we are hitting this one. So you're getting this default response if you're not passing in anything, but if you're passing in any sort of message, you're getting this response. Okay, you also have generate stream over here. Okay, so generate stream also accepts a message, and what you can do is you can come over here and you can say generate stream and you can say enter. Okay, so it will stream the response for you. Okay, and you can see this is what it's giving. Okay, generate stream. Oops, so I accidentally updated message over here, but I should update generate stream. And if you press enter, this is going to give you, you can see it has generated a stream that you can stream through. Okay, so yeah, this is what is happening over here. Now you would ask me, what is the difference between generate stream and generate over here? Okay, so the stream over here, so this generate stream, this thing which is making use of stream method over here. You can see it's making use of stream with chat model. So the stream method in generate stream endpoint streams the responses from the AI model in the real time, and instead of waiting for the entire response to be generated, you can stream the output. So if you have used things like ChatGPT, you can see it types out the response, right? It's not like it generates the response and it just dumps it over there. It just starts typing in as the response is generated. So that's called streaming, and that is what is possible with this particular endpoint over here. Okay, so yeah, these are two examples that we got from here. Okay, this is a very helpful guide. I would encourage you all to like go through this guide and take a look at what's happening and what are different configurations that you can do. Take a look at what's happening and try using different models and experiment with it. I hope this has been useful, and I hope you have been able to follow along.